Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Direct Access. You're with me, JD, and joining me today is a very good friend of mine, a talented musician, songwriter, producer, and also a fantastic music educator as well. And his name is Mr. Afiq Ikram. Thanks, Afiq, for joining me on this little casual chat. What we're gonna do is we're kind of gonna dive into one of the songs that you've produced, and that song is Pujaan Hati, the single by Loko. So that is their breakout hit, lah. You know, that's their hit song, which you produced. Okay, so tell the viewers a little bit more about yourself.
All right. Okay. Hello, my name is Afiq PB. But most of the musicians, they call me Afiq PB because previously I joined a band called Perimeter Bridge, so that's called PB, not Project the Band. Anyway, I'm basically I'm a part-time music educator. I teach guitar. What else? I produce.
Yeah.
Yep, I produce. I do arrangement. I do some arrangement for my clients as well. But basically, because I work on weekends, like teaching, so on the weekdays I will try to get as many as projects and try to produce them.
So Afiq is a producer, so if you are a band or indie artist out there, you want to look for a producer, you want to look for an arranger, all right, you know who to contact. I'll leave all of Afiq's details, will all be in the video description down below lah. Okay, all right. Also, he's also a fantastic guitar teacher. So if you want guitar lessons, you know, if you want to learn how to play an instrument now, especially during this time of the movement control order, MCO time, you're stuck at home, you're nothing to do. Hey, pick up an instrument, okay? Contact Afiq, and he does. You do all the lessons via online right now, right? Via Skype as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
My students.
So that's how we are kind of doing this little chat and interview also over Skype. I wish we could be doing this, you know, in person. It would be so nice if we actually were sitting next to each other, you know, and looking at this and talking the way we usually do, lah. All right, so before we go into the song, right, which is Pujaan Hati by Loko, I just want to talk a little bit of what Direct Access is about, you know, just for the benefit of the viewers out there, those who are watching this video. It's an online program which I've just started. It consists of a couple of things. So we do a weekly mixing live stream where I feature one of the local artists, be it a solo artist, hip hop group, or a band. You get to tune in. It's a live stream, and you get to watch how I sort of mix the song right from the start to the end. There's also a live chat going on, so the band usually comes on in the live chat. Those who are new here, if you're watching our episodes, our videos for the first time, go down and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, right? So it really, really helps to support and help us keep us going and help us to grow. Okay, how did we first meet? Because I really can't remember. I remember you were back in the band Perimeter Bridge, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the band, and you already had the band while you were studying in UITM.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it was like the first time I met you. I was not really in the band. I was actually in the band called Handle With Care. Yeah, Handle With Care. Yeah, and that was the first time that actually I came to the studio, and I played the live recording session for their song. Soon after that, I think I thought that this is the right place, because at the same time, I do remember I need to do my intern, so I need to kind of actually find a studio for me to have an experience, not in audio perspective, but in produce, because I think I can learn a lot of stuff by producing.
So when was Perimeter Bridge formed?
Oh
yeah,
2000. Oh my goodness.
So it was the same time?
End of 2011, I think. End of 2011.
Okay. So
because I do remember, like on 2011, mid 2011, I was teaching. and then there was like a 4 months break, and was the time actually I wanted to do intern at your place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere there. Then 2012, end of 2011, we recorded production in a different studio, and then we sent the audio file for you to mix. That
Oh.
was like early 2012, I think.
Yep. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So for the viewers again, Afiq actually came and did his internship right here in Studio 2105. Was it
Yeah.
was it before you did Perdition, or is it after Perdition? That what's the time
Oh,
frame? Even I can't remember it. Because this is what, 2011?
I think it's after. I think definitely it's after, because
okay.
before I want to record
Mhm.
the album, I thought actually I wanted to do the recording for you. For my band, but basically you're doing all the recording session for us.
Yep. I helped you to
Yeah.
engineer the sessions, like yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's before. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was before that. Good. You have to refresh my memory, because this is what, nine
too.
9 years ago. So it's been quite a while, man. And
Yeah.
and one thing for that the viewers might be interested to know is that you actually didn't come from an audio background, right? Because in UITM,
Yes.
you are a major in.
Studying composition.
And for those who are out there who are watching now, usually, because I actually run a recording studio, so usually my requirements are that the intern needs to come with an audio background, so you need to, have a knowledge about, you need to have pretty very strong basics about, all the audio engineering concepts, the terminology, all everything about microphone techniques and all that. But Afiq, it didn't have any of that, right? So
No.
yeah, but what he did have was he really showed and demonstrated a real determination and a passion, and he was very very single-mindedly had a focus, and knowing that he wanted to be a music producer and be working in a studio environment. So I broke the rules in that case, in this case, right?
Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
usually it's a no, right? Usually it's a no, but
okay.
that's how Afiq ended up being one of I would say one of the star interns out here at Studio 2005, because now you are a bona fide, a real legit music producer yourself, and very very successful with your band. And the song that we're gonna look into today is a big song. It's a huge hit. Would you say that this is like probably the most commercially successful song you've produced so far? Or
Well,
mm,
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Not how to say this. The song, in terms like maybe like going through mainstream stuff, like going through the radio, not really. But in terms of like hitting the scene, actually it's a big stuff for me
yeah,
and for the band. Yeah.
definitely. So
Yeah.
this is a it's a song that's really really popular, especially in the indie scene, especially a lot of the
Yes.
younger listeners and the younger audiences.
Correct.
And also the couple, because they had a fantastic and a very very funny video. So a lot of good things going for. So
Yep.
what can you tell me about the band? How did you meet Loko?
Well, basically my friend actually, Megat had actually passed me, because Megat always like promoted me as like a music producer. So like I think he's one of the group called Musica Mania.
Oh,
And
shout
then
out
I
shout
think
out to
he's-
Magat.
Yeah, and then one of the actually band members, I can't remember whether it's the vocalist, said actually, hey, I want to do a recording session, but need to find a very proper one. So he passed me the number. Megat passed the number to him, and then Aqil actually the one who contacted me about this.
Aqil,
Yeah, but the initial
Aqil
plan actually, he didn't want me to like produce. Actually, he just want to record. But I said that I come with the kind of package, and we can just like produce. We can produce together if you want to. He didn't actually really know about produce stuff, I think so at the time. He just like scared like any other musicians that producer will take some of the royalties and stuff. So I have to explain from A to Z about how do I work.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That can be, that can be a whole other video topic that you can talk about.
Yeah.
What's the role of a producer? It's one of the,
Yeah.
it's one of the big misconceptions,
Correct.
yeah, people get confused and they get, misinformed on what a producer is. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's how you made it. Nik Aqil is the drummer, by the way, right? So
Yes. Correct.
there's how many of them? There's four of them, right? So there's
For them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Nik Aqil is the drummer, and what's the rest of the names of the band members again?
Yeah. The vocalists are. I mean, his name is Achap.
Ajab, yeah.
Yeah, and the second guitarist, well, actually the lead guitarist Aliff,
Aliff,
and the
yeah.
bassist is Aiman.
So all of them, their names all all the names all start with A, Akil, Achap, Aleb, Aiman. So
You
it
call
can be a
them
little
Reggie
bit
Ford.
it can be a little bit confusing, right? I mean, but one of the things that really struck me, all right,
Yes.
and maybe we can talk a little bit more about their song and the band's influence. One of the things that
Mhm.
really struck me early on when I first heard, especially when Achap sang, is that how remarkably, incredibly similar sounding he sounded with a very, very successful, big
Oh.
independent band,
Band.
right?
Yeah.
And I think we know who we're talking about. Everyone knows who we're talking about, So when everyone heard the song for the first time, they thought that, hey, this band, is this Hujan's new song? Right? Yeah, because I think maybe you can share a little bit on how their songwriting process, how was your pre-production process, and how much
Mhm.
of Hujan's influence was on their songwriting and on their songs and their style. Was it a lot, or is it just a little bit? Was it just from the vocal point of view?
Okay, so well, talking about the pre-production, basically, Aiman actually I think he studied like basic sound engineering. So like he knows how to record all this like all the guitar guides and everything. Okay, so actually I discussed a lot with Aqil, the drummer. He's not the songwriter, but he managed the band very very well.
Yeah.
So we did a couple of came to the couple of sessions, like saw how they like jam and stuff. Basically, everything is there. Talking about the vocal point of view, I didn't really talk about it because I do, from my perspective point of view, I don't want to like hurt the band, and in a way that because like I don't want to say, okay, you sound like Hujan, so can you like try to be like someone else, So I thought actually, okay, I think what, just let them express their music,
Yeah.
I didn't expect actually it's like turn out like when you mix the song, you say that it sound like like no. But
yeah. And some people look at it in a positive way. Some people look at it as a negative way. For me, I guess for you and me, we both try to look at it in a positive manner, lah. So
Correct,
even though
correct.
it does sound like no, but image-wise, I think identity-wise and image-wise, they are unmistakably. They have their own image, their own concept, And if you one thing also, if you look at Achap, you will not believe that that's how he sounds when he sings, right? Yeah. It doesn't sound, because he's a tall, skinny,
Very tall guy.
Yeah, tall, skinny guy, dude. And then when he sings, it's like, oh wow, never expected that voice to come out from him, Yeah, but that's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah. So you went to a couple of pre-production rehearsals before coming into the studio?
Yeah, just don't want to make sure everything is like run smoothly, like in terms of the arrangement, what you're gonna do in the studio, what else that you think that you need my advice,
Mhm.
So
Cool.
it's like very quick actually. To be honest, it's just like we did some like not bit lah, but of the arrangement, some parts of the arrangement, but it didn't turn out that well. I mean, so we had like a kind of a agreement that say, okay, we just like proceed how it sounds. That's it.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
so they were quite easy to work with, lah.
Yes,
There's
yes,
no
yes.
there is no like major obstacles or
No,
major challenges. Okay, cool. Yeah,
no.
yeah. It's for for I think for me as a producer as well, I would count myself very fortunate and very lucky when sometimes the band already comes with a good idea, and it helps that they already
Yes,
have a vision of their own. It really helps for the band they need to have their own vision.
yep,
You don't just come with a song and just go in the studio and record and then hope that it turns out well. You sort of need to know your vision. It's important to have a vision of how it should
vision.
sound out and what it should what it should what the final outcome and result should be. But us as producers, when we work with bands like this that already have a vision, we help them to realize it, right? Yeah, as opposed to working with a band which like has no idea what they want to do, and you have to really
There are plenty.
you really have to guide them and hold their hand every step of
Hands.
the way, right? So it's a different spectrum lah, no? So
Yeah.
on this end, working with Loko was great because they already had a vision. They already had something of what they wanted to sound like. Okay, cool. So I guess let's take a look and take a dive into the song project. Okay, so as you can see, this is the project file open in Cubase. This project was done in Cubase 8 actually, because this was a couple of years back already. 2018, right? The song 2018.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah, I
2018. Yeah.
think so. All right. Well, I'll double check later, and then we'll see whether we got it right. So this is the
Yep.
project session, as you can see, as it's color coded. These are all the drums up here. Then we've got a bass. We have we've got your rhythm guitars, and it looks like there's there's two different guitars here actually, right? Strat and
Yep.
PRS. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. Then you have one which is a lead guitar. You have a couple of stuff here like feedback, guitars in the bridge. So lead vocal, doubles, right? Was the vocal doubled? All double track? Oh, the choruses were all double track, right?
Double
yeah.
track, yeah. All
So
the
these are all the
chorus.
choruses, and then some BVs in the bridge, right? So fairly simple and very straightforward, right? Actually,
Yep.
just drums, bass, rhythm guitar. The lead plays. We will take a listen to what the lead's doing. Lead vocal, BVs, just a couple of BVs here and there, and that's it, right?
Yep.
So really simple production, but very effective, super effective song. And of course, it helps that it's so catchy. It was a very catchy, had a catchy hook, catchy tune, everything, song arrangement, the sound, the voice, and of course, boils down to having a good producer and a good not
Sound
to blow a
engineer.
horn, good engineering as well. Okay, right. So let's take a look at the let's just take a look and listen at the drums. Let's see what do we have here. Let me just solo all the drums and see how it sounds. All right.
Okay.
Ta-da. Super simple, groovy drum beat. Nothing fancy, nothing super complicated.
Yeah.
And that's the chorus, right? Then it goes to the verse.
Yeah. First. Yeah.
Okay, verse goes into like a close hi-hat thing. Yeah. basically still the same kick and snare pattern, except that instead of on the crash cymbals, it goes towards the hi-hat.
Hi.
Second half of the verse.
Yeah.
Then chorus again.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Yeah. So I love how the drum pattern and the drum beat is just super simple. It's just that going from the chorus and then going to the different section of the song. It's just shifting from going on riding on the crash, then going to the hi-hat. Super simple. All right. Oh, one thing also I think maybe want to point out is that I think during the recording, Aqil uses his own snare, right? Did he bring his own kit, or he
snare.
brought his own snare drum?
Yes.
So he has a very as you can hear, right? The snare is like a very vintage, low fat sounding snare tuning, right? So that's what he likes, and that's also really appropriate for this style of music. So let me just solo the snare. So let's take a listen to the snare, how it sounds like. With that low, fat sounding kind of a snare. Cool, right? Do you remember anything? Was there anything in particular during the drum recording session?
Well, I think Akil is actually very particular. I know it's not to say it's like a very easy beat, but he was like really concentrating on getting the tone. Not to say like he doesn't really concentrate on like getting the timing, everything correct.
Oh yeah.
But but everything is all about the tone. We actually really do agree about this one. So that I'm not a drummer, but we discuss a lot. Like he sent me a lot of like videos, like I don't know, like some of the drummers that he liked. So that kind of approach and that kind of a song as well. So yeah, basically, yeah, he was like really concentrating on the tone
Oh yeah. Yes.
during his session.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. I think I also realized, and I saw that as well. For someone who is relatively
Very
really
young.
young,
Yeah.
he's actually really consistent with his tone and with his
Yes.
groove as well. So before this, he doesn't have much studio experience. Did he? Right?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
right? Yeah. So
But he has like maybe I'm wrong, but I think he learned from, is it Jerry Felix is the drummer?
Oh, well, okay. All right. I see. All
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
he studied under Jerry
Some
Felix. Okay.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, maybe like
That's
some a couple of sessions. I can't remember, but maybe I'm
mm,
wrong, but I know one of the famous drummers in Malaysia.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where it shows, you see, because for someone
Yeah.
who's really young and really new and with not a lot of recording experience, when he came in,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I was really impressed as well. His tone,
Mm-hmm.
his consistency, his dynamics is really well balanced drummer, and that's not something you usually see with a fairly new and young drummer lah, in the
Young, very
studio.
young
Yeah.
drummer.
So I think you've gone on to also use him on a couple of sessions on some of your projects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So there you go, man. So drummers who are out there, if you're watching this, doesn't matter whether you're young, just make sure you get your basics, nail your basics down. Not don't just focus on your techniques or your chops and all that stuff, but tone is
True.
also really important. Your
Yes.
tone, your dynamics, and your balance. Your how you play as a balanced drummer. That to me, as a producer and engineer, and I think to you, Afiq, you probably agree as well. That's so much more valuable than your technical chops, or how fast, or how fast you can play your chops and your technical licks and all that. Okay, cool. Yeah, just
Yep.
take a little bit. Let me just sort of skip to the bridge. Let's see what's kind of going on in here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
when he gets in the bridge, it's a little bit different. So he goes into a tom thingy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just solo the drums again. All right. So this is coming out of guitar solo.
Mhm.
Yep. The
Yep.
tom very jungle beat.
Yeah.
And back to the final chorus.
Chorus.
Yeah.
Chorus. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hey, actually, if you actually notice, there's actually something happened in between there.
Yeah.
Let me try and look for it. I think it's here, coming out here. There you go. Now, if you for those who were really sharp and caught that, actually there was a little bit of a mistake that happened. Right, right. So, uh, I think he hit the sticks. Actually, you listen to it.
Yep.
You got a bit of a click over there.
Yeah.
But hey, these are we keep all these mistakes in, and because it's cool. All these accidents and happy accidents are all there. So sometimes it's good to it's fun, it's cool, it's awesome. What makes some of the songs, some of the favorite records that we hear, if you really listen to it, there's actually tons of mistakes and imperfections that's being done and played by the musicians. But sometimes it's these kind of imperfections that um, really make the song special, I guess.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds more lively.
Yeah, cool. So coming out, let me just move forward again. So coming out of the bridge, going into the chorus. Chorus. Then the outro. Yep. Okay, all right, cool. All right. So, the outro builds up in the last chorus builds up in intensity, then outro, and then the end of the song. So cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the drums. Right. So let's take a look at the bass track now. So the bass tracks are here. So as you can see, how I usually record bass, right, is we record usually 2 tracks. So one is a clean DI. So usually what I would do is I would use a combination of a radial JDI, and on the other hand, I will put the Aguilar tone hammer. So these 2 tracks I record with these 2 DIs because they offer 2 different characteristics. The JDI is very clean, and the Aguilar tone hammer is has a lot of character, a little bit more grit. Gives more of that amp-like character in it. So this is the combination of it. So let's take a quick listen to the bass.
Yep.
Very interesting.
It's like a chorus effect.
Yeah, let me take a look because I also can't really recall. Let me take a look at it.
I think he wanted that.
Okay, let me take a look into the session file here. Oh yeah, okay, very cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he wanted that.
right. Okay, cool. So this is what we actually put. This was the signal chain. Right, this was the signal chain into the bass. So right up here, this was actually the Boss chorus ensemble. Right, so this is the emulation of the CE1 pedal, right? So cool, yeah. I forgot that there was a chorus on this bass, right? So that was that's Aiman's sound, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. So everything else, was pretty normal. Those of you who watch my weekly mix streams will sort of know as well. These are some of the plugins which I love to use: Surfer EQ, um, MV2, which is one of my favorite plugins to use on bass, and good old 1176, and for compression. And this guy here, what is this saturation knob? Right. Okay. This is a saturation knob. Is a if I'm not mistaken, this is free from Softtube. So it's just it gives you a flavor of saturation on the bass. So that's what I have over there, and top it off with a Waves C4. Okay. Cool. So that's the bass. Just listen very a little bit more briefly to the
Alright.
songs. Let's see. Is there
Okay.
anything else with the bass? Very straightforward. This kind of chorus bass sound is actually reminds me of like the 90s grunge era.
Correct.
'Cause,
Correct.
yeah. So they have that kind of some songs have that kind of a chorus bass effect on it.
It's really quite interesting.
Yeah, quite interesting. Now we come to
When
refresh
you
refresh our memory.
when you solo the track.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Right, cool. So were there any anything interesting happened in the bass sessions? Was it quite straightforward?
Well, I think all the session is really quite straightforward. Except not to say except for the vocals, because we will touch that later, lah.
Yeah, we'll go on the vocals
But
later.
everything is just like okay. I mean, I can't recall anything like it's being difficult or anything. No.
Yep. Very
Yep.
cool. So very easy band to work with, lah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So let's go into the guitars then. Into the guitars. Right. So who plays what parts here, actually? Because this is the rhythm. This is the
Okay,
rhythm.
so all
Yeah.
the rhythms, I think Achap
Mm.
is playing all the rhythms,
Yeah.
and Aliff playing all the lead.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Achap obviously he's singing and also playing the rhythm at the same time.
Correct.
When not in the studio, of course, but 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 live lah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rhythm guitars were all done by Achap, and all the leads
Yeah.
were done by Aliff lah. Okay.
Correct.
So let's take a look at this. I think as you can sort of see, there are 4 tracks here,
Yep.
and they're double tracked, 2 parts. It's double track left and right, but each part was mic'd up with 2 mics lah. Right. So I can't remember. This is, I think, is the 80, which is the Audio Technica 4050. It's a condenser. And this one is 650. The 650 is an ATM 650, which is a dynamic. So it's it's a combination of one condenser and one dynamic microphone. So double tracked. Both of them going into the Vox AC30, right? That was the only
Yes.
that was the only amp we used throughout the whole recording. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just used one. It was just my good old Vox AC30. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
not super complicated. So I also noticed that one take was recorded with a Strat, right, and the other take was recorded with a PR with a PRS, right?
Yeah.
Why did we do that? By the way, maybe you can explain to the viewers why did you wanted to do that.
Well, I think he has like a garage, but it's not really hasn't done like any setup.
Right.
And basically, I told him actually, on the session, I mean the pre-production, like, which is like I came to the studio with them. So I brought my 2 guitars. One is my Strat, things. One is Strat and another one is PRS. So I asked him to just test it out. So he liked it, and we discussed about like why you just like try experiment like double track with these guitars and see how it sounds. Yeah, but the PRS actually I know it's like a humbucker thing, but it has a split coil, so actually it doesn't sound like Strat, but it's kind of emulate the kind of a single coil sound when you double with the Strat, so
Oh, okay.
it does kind of an effective way. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, so basically, you're using two different guitars. So,
Mm-hmm.
both the left and the right have a
Mm-hmm.
slight different tone, different characteristic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it helps to, from an engineering perspective, this helps to give you a little slightly wider, bigger sound. You know,
Mm-hmm.
of course, it's not the only way to do it. You can always also use just one guitar to double track if you want it to sound like a more single solid sound. Then maybe we would go for just one guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But if you want
Yep.
it to have a little bit more character, maybe slightly wider, that's why we're going for a slightly different sound. So let's maybe just take a listen to just how the Strat sounds like. This is the Strat alone. Oh yeah, you can clearly hear the single coil. So this is straight to the amp
Yep.
and the overdrive from the amp, right?
Yep.
No pedals, no effects.
No pedals, no effects.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's it. That's how this. That's unmistakably that's a Strat. That's a Strat sound. Let's just listen to the PRS. Let's see how that sounds in contrast. This is on the split coil, right? You split
Split coil,
the
yeah.
coil,
Yeah.
but you can hear it's much fatter than the
Yes.
Strat.
Correct.
Cool. All right. And let's listen to both of them together. And going to the chorus. Yep. So super simple, just the guitars straight into the amp, into the AC30. The overdrive is from the amp itself. And you have the Strat that's on the left, right? On my left lah, right? Because I'm looking at the session, so it's on my left, right? And then on my right, it's the PRS. For you, if you're watching this video, it might be flipped the other way around. Okay, so cool. Yeah, so that's very simple, very straightforward. Those are the guitars. So let's take a look at the lead guitar, which is like the hook, right? The main riff, the
Yeah.
riff of the song. So
Yep.
let's take a quick listen to it first, all right? It looks like it's double tracked, right? Except for maybe certain parts, like in the
Yeah.
intro and the verses. Let's take a
Maybe-
quick
Yeah.
yeah
Let's just listen.
yeah let's take a listen to it. Take a look. This is the riff. Then double tracked. All right, so it's actually an octave apart, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one is higher octave, one is lower octave.
It's a low octave. Yeah.
Oh, but here when it goes back, it's unison again.
Mm-hmm.
Chorus.
Mm.
There.
Then playing an octave.
Interesting. It sounds like it's not really unison. Is it a unison? Let me listen to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think let me recall this. Back then, remember when we almost like finished mix the song, I said to you that it's maybe the guitar is slightly a bit out of intonation, or maybe the way he's fretted like too much. So
Yep, I remember that. Yes.
So I'm not sure whether that you just did only that one track only, the other track is not. So I mean, if you listen it like just like solo both of the tracks, can hear like it's like slightly bit clashing. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the context of the
Maybe,
song,
I
it
think.
sounds like very grungy.
Yeah, okay, could be. As you can see, I'm pulling up. So what I actually had to do was I actually had to use Cubase's very audio feature. So I think some of the notes, as you can see here, yes, I had to quantize some of the notes because there was a little bit of intonation issues with the guitar, right?
Or maybe he's playing.
Yeah, and it's also sometimes I think you can also explain, right? Because it also sometimes boils down to your how you grip and how you grip
Yeah.
the strings on the fretboard with your left hand. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Mm.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So if sometimes your pressure is uneven, if you grip it too hard, it can go slightly sharp, right?
Sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
Right. So if your pressure is not even, so anyway, so this was some not a big deal, not a huge issue. It was something that was easily dealt with, lah. Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it sometimes it sounds like slightly out of tune kind of thing,
Yeah.
but it's in a
Correct.
cool way,
Cool way.
Yeah, in a very
You
cool
just
way.
managed to do only one single try, is it? The other one
This
you just leave it, or
I can't remember. It looks like I did, but I think as you can see, not all the notes. I think only the most obvious ones were
okay.
were
Okay.
pitch corrected lah.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's why I guess if I were to really pitch correct everything, it ends up sounding too perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of
Correct.
loses the. This is where the human touch is, lah. So I think as a producer, it's good to know. It's good. A good producer knows when to leave
Leave the
the
human.
human touch and the human element and the imperfections in, and when to fix it. Just because the technology and the ability is there to fix it, to make it perfect, doesn't mean they have to use it all the time.
Use it all the time.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So, there's some other couple interesting stuff. There's this little feedback thing going on at the beginnings. Let's take a listen. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but little feedback thing.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
So when it goes to the bridge, let's see there's a bridge guitar that goes on. All right. Okay. So this is just basically the solo section, right?
Mhm.
Solo section. So you had some additional. Let's take a listen to this B guitar. It's just chords, right? To
Mhm.
sort of support the song.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's listen to the
Just-
solo
mhm.
section. Sorry, did I interrupt you? Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Just say
I'm
whatever.
I was just saying that. Let's say he playing like an F major chord, like sort of actually like a bar chord, and we discuss about this, like why not just like play the same chord. I mean, but different voicing. That's all.
Right,
So he
okay.
did that different
Yeah.
voicing.
Yep.
Same chord, it's just like different voicings.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So that helps to add a bit more color to the section lah.
Yeah, because it's building up the song. So
Right.
that was
Okay.
the idea.
Cool. Yeah. Let's listen to
Mhm.
this. Oh, cool. Then it goes to a
Yeah.
plucking thing.
Yeah.
And this kind of palm muted octave
Yeah.
line. Wow.
I really like the part where the rhythm is playing from, I think is from the G major and then go to G sharp and then go to A minor. Maybe I'm wrong with the chords, but it doesn't play like any like diminished stuff. It's just like playing straightforward like a major.
Right. Okay.
And the octave is not playing like octave is still playing in kind of in the key, but not the rhythm parts.
Right. Maybe we should
Yeah.
listen to how this whole section works, without the
Yeah.
vocals, with the drums, the bass, the rhythm guitars. Just let's take a listen and see how this whole section sounds like, how you navigate through all the different chords. Here, let's take a listen. Solo. Right, yeah.
Is it the F sharp in G? Can try the chord.
Can't remember it. Do you have a guitar with you? Maybe you want to show people how it was done. Yeah.
Have to go
Yeah.
back there.
Have to go and grab a guitar. Oh, go ahead, man. You want to grab the
Okay.
guitar and then show we have an online lesson right now. How to play the song.
Alright.
Okay, don't worry, I can always edit this out. Yeah.
Guitar lesson.
I can just or I can just leave it all in, man. It's how it's fun. So how did this part how would the chords be?
Oh, sorry. The key is in D minor, right? This song. Yeah. So basically, you start from that B flat and then it goes to B and then C. It's not playing any like diminished. Usually, a lot of bands actually learn. Wait. Which is kind of cool.
Which is kind of cool too, yeah? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's dun dun dun. Yeah. Let's listen to it again. So it goes from a B flat then to a
B and then to C.
C. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it was just like was it a chromatic thing?
Yeah, it's just like
Okay.
chromatic.
Okay.
Chords or major too.
Okay, that one for the theory and the breakdown.
They're gonna
That
be
one,
somewhat.
yeah, Afiq, you will have to do your own video on yourself, right? Like a
Yes.
like a detailed chord analysis of
Yeah.
the whole song. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yep.
cool. So let's listen to the rest of the music for the end. Back to the chorus. As you can see, the octave line goes higher.
Yeah, yeah.
And back to the riff. Wow. And then with the feed.
That's a Squire lead guitar, like very cheap Squire. Like doesn't work in this song.
Yeah,
We
okay.
tried so many expensive guitars, but that's the one.
So
That's the one.
cool. Yeah. So this was Aliff's guitar, right? Yeah.
Actually, Aiman's guitar.
Oh,
I
Aiman's
think.
guitar, yeah. So
Yeah.
So it was an inexpensive. It's not like super fancy,
No.
you know, Fender Custom or Sir
Yeah.
or something
No.
like that, you know. So it's just a cheapo guitar, but it just sounded right. I really like how in the last chorus, you know, the lead lines, you know, they shift to like a higher register.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's really really cool, and it's a tool that, you know, a lot of us producers, musicians, and arrangers can use, because instead of just you know using back the same part and the same pattern in the last chorus, having it go to a higher register, you know, slightly different, you know, just adds more energy and intensity to the entire song, to the entire mix. See? So you know, it's a cool tool that we should use. Yeah. So, anything more to add about the guitars, then, Afiq?
No, actually, I think. Yeah, no, actually, there's no
Yeah.
like a delay anything. We use like, is it like a? Did you add some reverb in the post mix or?
Let's see.
Uh,
Let's see. I think. Wow. No, looks like it just
No, right?
look. You can. You guys can take a look. In terms of processing the lead guitars, it's just one single compressor and a bit of EQ. That's it. No effects. No nothing.
No.
Just one LE3A compressor on the lead lead guitar lines. And
Yep.
does have anything on the rhythm? Also super simple. Man, I'm surprised. Because usually you see on some of the MixStream videos, I'm going through like a super long chain of plugins. So on the rhythm guitars, that's it. I just have this dynamic EQ, which acts like a
Mm-hmm.
compressor, but that's it, and a touch of reverb. Yeah, just a little bit of
Okay.
reverb here.
No, but
Yeah,
not the lead guitar.
yeah, not the lead guitar, man. Yeah, so super simple. So as you say, maybe less is more. In this case, it really is a case of less is more. So yeah, that's very interesting for me to dive back in and sort of re-explore this as well, because it helps me to remember some refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Let's go to the vocals.
All right.
All right, so vocals is very straightforward. Was there
Yep.
anything, you know, uh, this was done at a on a separate session as well, right?
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure whether that he sent. Is it the last chorus that he said that he just want to do it again? The
Oh,
band members,
right,
I can't remember.
right. Okay.
Only few things.
I
I
there
mean, like
was.
just
I'm looking at it now. It looks like no, the second chorus.
only the second chorus. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
second chorus.
all
Yep,
right,
yep, yep.
all right.
That's an interesting point. You know.
Yeah,
What I mean was this was obviously done on another day. They came back on a separate session to do the vocal, right?
correct.
Yeah. So any stories, anything interesting happened during the vocal session?
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, it's every chorus sounds the same. I'm not sure whether that they can listen like in terms of the feel, it's not enough. Not to say that we can just like copy and paste, but I don't know. I mean, by listening to again to the mix, for me, it's just like still the sound the same. Maybe you can just like tell me, does it like make a difference in terms of expression?
Oh yeah.
I
So,
don't really
so
know how.
yeah.
Yeah,
So these were so the point you were trying to say is that the choruses are not these are not copy and pasted, right? So
no,
every
copy and
single
paste.
part was performed separately.
Correct,
And
correct.
yeah, I think that's actually cool. Actually, that we actually take the effort, because again, slightly different. There's some slight minor differences, so that each chorus,
Yeah,
has a slightly different intensity, slightly different phrasing. So
correct.
it just makes it obvious that it's not, it's not a shortcut. Like
Shortcut. Yeah, yeah.
don't copy and paste, right? Okay, right. I thought there's a photo of you going around with copy and paste 4 bars, right? So, but in this case, obviously, this is
No,
proof.
it's not.
This is proof that it's not true, lah. Right?
Yeah,
So,
we.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it helps as well. So, the first chorus is done differently. So yeah, and you brought up an interesting point that I also just remembered. They actually re-recorded the second chorus. They actually re-recorded some of the choruses back at their home studio, right?
correct.
Yeah, because they felt that they didn't. Why did they do that in the first place?
I don't know. I mean, like when we when we finish all the recording session, when they listen to the rough mix,
Mm.
they say that everything is fine. But I think Nick hit me up and then he said that okay, Afiq, I think we need to record the vocals back. But at that time, I think you're like busy and they need it quite urgent because they need to upload the video according to the timeline. But like I said lah, I mean maybe from here I can hear it like clearly like how it sounds, but from through the mix I didn't see it. I mean, I didn't, it doesn't make any difference lah for me lah. Maybe it's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit different for them because like in terms of the expression. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. So I guess
maybe.
sometimes, yeah. I think I sort of see it from your perspective as well. To me, like it sounded great already to me. You know,
Yeah.
it sounded fine. The performance was fine. There was
Mm-mm.
nothing technically wrong with it. But I guess maybe this is only things that sometimes the artists only they themselves
They
know.
know.
So it's sometimes I guess we as producers, we also don't want to be like a dictator, to be too heavy handed and say no, you
Correct.
cannot do this. We just let the artist, let's try it, let them try it. Let them try it, and if it's better, if it's a better performance, then we'll use it. If it's not, no harm done. You see, yeah. Just
Yeah.
a bit of time is used, but there's no harm done. If it helps to make the artists feel better, more confident of what their end product is, so if it helps their confidence and self-esteem, let them do it. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. One interesting point is that when they recorded this, when you told me that, hey, they need to re-record their vocals, I was like, oh no, because usually when it comes to things like vocals, and when you re-record it, not just at a different place, but even if you record it at a different time with the exact same setup and microphone, if you come back like say a week or two later, sometimes the voice, the tone's different. Tone it's you can't match it 100%. But here in this case, I think we were very very lucky, right?
Okay.
We were very lucky. If I recall, what he used to record the vocal was an Audio Technica AT2020, right? If I recall, so this is the story that I can remember, right? So fortunately, the 2020 is very similar characteristic to what I have in the studio, the 4050. One is like the little baby, and then the other one is like the big brother in the family lah. So fortunately, these two Macs across the whole AT range, okay, share the same characteristics. So I did not have any major problems on taking their recording and putting it in the mix. So it managed to stay very very consistent throughout. So there was no issues. Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes if you kind of overdub something with a totally different mic, especially with vocals, it's very very different sound, very different characteristic, and then there'll be a big headache lah. Yeah, big headache for me at least, as a mixing engineer. All right,
Okay.
cool. Let's move on forward. So the double tracks are all in the chorus. As you can see, I've chopped it all up. So double for all the choruses, it's doubled.
Jangan menangis, jangan bersedih.
Okay, cool. Right. So let's listen with the lead. Let's listen with the lead vocal.
Jangan menangis, jangan bersedih. Wahai pujaan hati, senyumlah selalu. Aku di sini menceriakanmu, walaupun engkau sedang bersedih.
Cool. Yes.
It's very funny when you solo the track. I mean, but when you listen to the whole song, it's like, okay, it sounds good. But when you solo it, it's like, what are you trying to do here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
So,
For me,
yeah,
it's like sounds so funny. I just can't help myself laughing.
Well, yeah. Well,
Sorry.
music is that's the beauty of music. It's always the sum of all the parts. Yeah. It's sum of all the different parts that makes up in what makes up the final product, makes up
Yeah.
the final mix. So. Let me jump straight to the second chorus,
Second
right?
chorus, yeah.
Maybe from the second verse.
Tetapi engkau sangat bencikan percintaan ini. Mengapa sayang, katakan.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm taking a look. Hang on a second. Wait. Looks like the first verse also was they re-recorded. Yeah,
okay.
first verse as well.
Yeah.
First verse. I think that was the part which they were most unhappy about. I think the first verse. Yep. I'm looking at it. It's different. It's different, and then
Is it on the first chorus as well? There's because I can see the sum of the that is also, or you just like
okay.
balancing
Yeah.
with the
Actually, it is. Yeah, as you can see where I had to, adjust for the different
Just the-
gain, the different gain structure. So it looks like So these parts that I'm highlighting right now. So looks like these were the ones that they re-recorded.
Recorded.
Yeah. So this. So
Quite
looks like
interesting.
about roughly about half the song lah. Yeah. These are all recorded here in the studio, the original takes. So we kept most of it except for the first verse and first chorus, and a little bit in the first chorus and second chorus lah. Interesting. Okay, let's take a listen with the BVs as well.
Okay.
Tetapi engkau sangat bencikan percintaan ini. Mengapa sayang, katakan. Jangan menangis,
Right, cool.
jangan bersedih.
Yep.
I believe that is Aiman's voice. Is it recorded in the studio or?
The BVs, I think BVs, yeah, were all recorded in the studio. Yep,
Okay,
I can see.
alright. Okay,
Yep.
okay. But it's definitely Aiman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the BVs done by Aiman, the bassist lah, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So then when you get to the chorus,
Jangan bersedih, wahai pujaan hati. Senyumlah
so harmonies come in the second half.
Aku di sini menceriakanmu, walaupun engkau sedang bersedih.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
clear.
Right. Yeah. So when he goes to the bridge, what's happening in this bridge, huh? Coming out of the solo.
Wahai pujaan hati, aku merinduimu. Wahai pujaan hati, aku merinduimu. Wahai pujaan hati, aku merinduimu. Wahai pujaan hati.
Wow, interesting. There's like a
Yeah.
lot of layers going on.
Yeah,
Going on
they
there.
wanted to have like a kind of a song chanting. Right before they wanted to have like a choir, or maybe like a choir chanting or something like that. I
Right.
don't know what. But that was the initial idea lah, because they said they just want to build up the song toward the
Yep.
last chorus. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just take a look into this. So this is the.
Bass.
Let's look at the. What is this one?
Wahai pujaan hati,
The low voice.
Yeah, this was done also by Aiman as well.
No, I think this is a chap.
This one is a chap. Okay,
wahai pujaan hati,
so the higher part.
aku merinduimu. Wahai pujaan hati,
So these
Yeah.
are
wahai pujaan hati.
oh, so these are unison lah. All right.
Unison, and then the
And
one is
then
the high octave.
This is the
that
high
sounds-
high. Did they naturally do that? They did it on their own, right? Yeah,
They did
there's-
their own by
yeah. So it's not a pitch shifted thing. Yeah, cool. So it is. Excuse me. So that is
Yeah.
that is Achap's voice lah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's listen to all that together. Really, really cool sounding, you know? Yeah.
Wahai pujaan hati, aku merinduimu. Wahai pujaan hati, jangan menangis,
Last chorus.
jangan bersedih. Wahai pujaan hati, senyumlah selalu. Aku di sini menceriakanmu, walaupun engkau sedang bersedih.
All right. And one thing I sort of noticed is that your vocal arrangement for the song, how you sort of built up the harmony vocals, you left the first chorus empty with no harmonies.
Yep.
In second chorus, you only have it coming in
Half.
second halfway.
Second half.
And the
yeah.
final chorus, you have BBs all the way
Everything.
around. So what's the rationale? Why would you do that?
Well, this is the band discussion between myself and the band. We recorded all maybe some of parts of it in front, but we think it's not really effective. So we just want to, even though the song is like kind of monotonous, but it feels like we want to go like build up step by step on
Right.
every chorus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, cool. Yeah, so that's one of the tools that we do in vocal production as well. You want to build from a simple chorus, then the next chorus builds up a little bit bigger, and then the final one is like the big finale, right? Very, very cool. And yeah, that's it. Super simple. Looking at the processing again, nothing fancy, just EQ, compression, some effects, a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb, and that's it. So this song actually was really, really simple production wise, recording wise as well. Nothing super complicated, and in the end became a huge hit for the band, and for you yourself. So definitely have to say well done and congratulations to you. Yeah. So cool. Maybe I'm not gonna play the entire song. All right. So for those of you who are watching, okay, I'll leave the link to the song, to Pujaan Hati, down in the description. Or maybe there'll be like a card flying around somewhere around here. So you just click on that, they will take you to the song so you can listen to and you can watch the full music video. Okay, cool. Afiq, is there anything else you'd like to share? Would you, any kind of words of advice or anything else about this song that you worked on?
Well, I have no idea, but actually, I want to thanks to you because like you invite me for for this discussion, and actually it's a very it's actually kind of cool thing that it's like a throwback, and
yeah.
Actually I learned a lot today, to be honest. Like
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Well, I learned
Sincere.
yeah. I mean, I learned some things as well because looking back, with hindsight, when you look back at certain things, it's like, oh yeah, it sort of refreshes your memory as to why we make why certain decisions were made with regards to production, to music production.
Yeah.
Why did we do this? Why did we do that? Why was this done this way and not another way? I think that's one thing that in production, a music producer really adds that value to a good production is when everything that's done has a reason, has a function to play, has a role. It's not just there because randomly you just put it out there for no reason. But I think it's cool. So it's a very interesting analysis and breakdown of the song that we did a couple of years ago. So very, very cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, no, thank you very much for your time, and I wish we could do a little bit more. Maybe we'll cover. Heck, maybe we should cover from the material for your new band as well, right? Maybe you want to tell them about it. Let them know about your new band.
Oh, okay. Hello. Okay. Anyway, you can check out my band, Color Heart. It's out now. The single is called Tidak Peduli. Have a listen, comment, like, and share if you want.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Can you let us know? Check out. I'll leave a link to Color Heart, to Afiq's new band, Color Heart, and their single.
Yeah.
A link will also be down in the description. All right. Can you share us? Let the viewers know, how do we get in touch with you? Give us your social media and stuff like that. Don't give out your personal phone number, right? Yeah.
Just search Afiq PB, Afiq PB, Instagram or Facebook. You can just like message me, and then you can ask for emails. And then yeah, we will work from there.
All right, cool. Yeah. So check it out
Great.
if you want. If to all indie bands, solo artists out there, if you want to look for a talented producer, musician to work with you on your new project, get in touch with Afiq. Okay. Everything will be in the description. I'll leave it all the
Yeah.
contact details down there. All right. So thanks again, Afiq, for spending this time
Thanks, Dini.
for
Thank you so much.
for the little chat. And guys, for you who are watching, right, check out Afiq's social media. Go and follow, like, subscribe over there. But also please subscribe to my channel, right? You should be able to see the end card somewhere towards this side as well, right? Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you found this video interesting. If you want to hear more from Afiq, leave it in the comments. You know, maybe if you want to hear and find out more about his current band Color Heart or other projects that he's working on, we'll do more of these episodes for you. Ed. All right?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you be willing to do that, Afiq?
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, definitely. I think it's really interesting,
Okay. So
especially if you're going to
yeah.
work with my band.
So, all right, guys, thank you very much for being with us. I hope to see you again real soon. In the meantime, stay safe. Take care. Wash your
Stay
hands.
safe.
Take care of your personal hygiene. Make sure you social distance. Everything okay? And you too, Afiq. Any
Yeah.
last words? Any last
Any-
words? Really,
Any
really
last
last words. Really last words now.
Thank you to Still 2015. Thank you, JD, for inviting me once again. Thank you for this breakdown analysis, and I had a really good moment and joy during the session.
All right, cool, man.
That a good one.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys. I'll see you again
Bye.
in the next one. Okay. Bye bye.